Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are taking a look at 10 live-action movie fails based off of those classic 80s cartoons. It seems there has been a recent trend in theaters, remaking old cartoon classics, bringing comics and superheroes to life, and banking on nostalgia to reach both the target demographic and appeal to a new generation. It may certainly be trending, but is it a trend that should die out sooner rather than later? This top 10 list has been compiled via movie reviews, critic ratings, and audience reception. And at the end, I'll get you to comment down below on which movie you think is the worst adaptation. So let's count down the top 10 live-action movie fails based off 80s cartoons. Number 10. The 2009 movie G.I. Joe: The Rise of Cobra.
This has only just begun.
G.I. Joe!
Based on the 1960s Hasbro action figures, comics, and later turned into a popular animated 80s cartoon, we follow a special missions force called G.I. Joe, who work to combat an evil organization called COBRA, led by Cobra Commander, who is fixated on world domination. In 2009, this franchise scored its first live-action movie starring Channing Tatum as Duke, where the G.I. Joe team take on a corrupt arms dealer named Destro and fight the growing threat of the mysterious COBRA organization. Many hardcore fans were disappointed with many aspects of this movie, such as Commander Cobra's false origin, Duke's non-blonde locks, and the overshadowing and underusage of many cool characters.
Okay, that was crazy.
But to the average moviegoer, a weak story and bad acting was enough to leave a bad taste in your mouth. With the Rotten Tomatoes critic score of 35%, it's no wonder the 2013 sequel G.I. Joe Retaliation starring Dwayne Johnson, Tatum, and Bruce Willis dwindled to a score of just 29%.
He gave up.
He never gives up.
Number 9. Transformers, 2007. The 80s toy line by Hasbro and later turned 80s cartoon series was inspired by the Japanese toy line Microman in 1980. The Microman spin-off Diaclone was released featuring inch-tall humanoid figures able to sit in the driver's seat of scale model vehicles which could transform into humanoid robot bodies. A subcategory of this, Microchange, introduced actual-sized items, and later Transformers was born in 1984. In 2007, Michael Bay picked up this live-action movie, depicting the Autobots and the Decepticons bringing their war to Earth. But then Michael Bay did this again, and again, and again, and again.
It's a robot, you know, like a super advanced robot. It's probably Japanese.
This may be the 11th highest grossing film series of all time, but did greed get in the way of these films, and was it no longer a matter of quality over quantity? Some have claimed the Transformers movies are simply about Shia LaBeouf looking to get laid, and have degraded over time with each new movie, with pot jokes, low-grade humor, and weak plot points. Number 8. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2014. Oh hey, Megan Fox and Michael Bay!
Ninja Turtles, heroes in a half shell, turtle power.
These turtles originated from comic books and expanded into a cartoon series and toy line in the late 80s. They actually hit the big screen in 1990, then again in 1991 and 1993. But we're not here to pick on those old gems featuring animatronic heads produced by Jim Henson's Creature Shop.
Combat Conquest! Please, a moment to reflect.
We're here to take a look at these guys from 2014 and 2016. With both these films receiving negative reviews from critics, we follow the pizza-loving turtles as they set out to save New York City from the hands of Shredder with the help of news reporter April O'Neil. The film attempts to make sense of the turtles' origins while keeping the mood zany as in the original cartoon series.
Do you know what city you're in? Do you know where you are?
Have you seen that video where the cat plays chopsticks with the chopstick?
Can we focus here?
And we had a pretty decent cast and the director from Battle Los Angeles. Die-hard fans weren't pleased with the redesigned characters they grew up with, nor the generic storyline.
Serious button, there was this girl named April O'Neil who took our picture, but we took care of it.
Oh no, my worst fears have been realized.
Critics claimed the humor was forced, and most humor was pointing out how ridiculous mutant ninja fighting turtles were instead of just rolling with it, and the characters felt empty, losing their wacky lovableness.
They're turtles. Is there anything else we should know about them? They're ninjas.
I've been holding it in for years.
Wait, guys, we need to...
Number 7. Masters of the Universe from 1987. He-Man was the main character in a line of toys, a comic series, as well as an animated TV series. He is the brave, superhuman alter ego of Prince Adam of Eternia, protecting the secrets of Castle Grayskull from the evil forces of Skeletor. After the launch of the first toy line, an animated series was created, stretching from 1983 to 1985. In 1987, a live-action film entitled Masters of the Universe was created, starring Dolph Lundgren as He-Man. With the small budget, crew threatening to walk off set, the production company shutting down the project before the final battle scene, no Orko, Battlecat, or Prince Adam, a He-Man you can barely understand, fans were especially bummed when they realized this movie was taking place on Earth and not in the land of Eternia.
I listened to Dolph Lundgren's voice, and I just about had a heart attack.
Now, why are you so important to Skeletor?
Finally got it to where it wasn't too bad. And I said, it's okay if He-Man has a little bit of an accent, but you got to be able to understand him.
Many hardcore fans feel this movie did not do justice to the franchise and was a joke, but He-Man is getting a new movie in 2019 potentially. Number 6. Garfield the Movie, 2004.
You folks have this confused. I'm real and you're animated.
Garfield was a comic created in 1978 by Jim Davis. In 1980, the fat and lazy lasagna-eating cat debuted on TV during the Fantastic Funnies show, and later got his own show Garfield and Friends, airing for 7 seasons from 1988 to 1994.
Why, I'll bet you haven't seen your feet in years.
I have feet?
Garfield the movie hit theaters in 2004 and again in 2006, with 3 more direct-to-video films in 2007, 8, and 9. In the first movie, Garfield devises a plan to get rid of his new housemate Odie, but then has a change of heart and searches for a way to get him back. With a Rotten Tomatoes score of 15%, it had to make our list.
Once again, my life has been saved by the miracle of lasagna.
The site's general consensus reads, when the novelty of the CGI Garfield wears off, what's left is a simplistic kiddie movie. Bill Murray, who voiced Garfield in an interview, stated that after he agreed to take on the role, he was surprised with his script and he worked on it himself to fix it and make it more humorous. But as the movie went on, he was surprised how bad the lines got.
Mouse! Get him, Garfield!
Get him, John.
In the 2009 movie Zombieland, Bill Murray, playing himself, is asked after being shot if he has any regrets before dying.
So do you have any regrets?
Garfield, maybe?
Number 5. The Smurfs, 2011.
You may just catch a glimpse of the Smurfs.
As with most of these cartoons, the Smurfs originated from a 1958 comic series. Later in 1981, they got their very own spot on television. In 2011, a live-action computer-animated comedy was released, starring Neil Patrick Harris, Sofia Vergara, and the voices of Jonathan Winters and Katy Perry. Later, The Smurfs 2 hit theaters in 2013 and The Lost Village in 2017. In this initial movie, the evil wizard Gargamel, who has plagued the happy little blue guys for years, transports a group of Smurfs to modern-day Manhattan through a magic portal, where they meet an ad executive played by Neil Patrick Harris and search for a way to get back to their world. Many fans of the Smurfs and moviegoers in general found the movie to have a very poor attempt at humor, and the main focus of the movie was on Neil Patrick Harris as an ad executive coming to grips with being a father rather than the Smurfs themselves. With shameless product placements and unneeded pop culture references like,
I kissed a Smurf and I liked it?
Hardcore Smurf fans also were PO'd that the story of the Smurfs was actually supposed to take place in the forest during medieval times and not in modern-day Manhattan. Number 4. Inspector Gadget, 1999. Inspector Gadget first came to us in 1983 as an animated television series, where we follow dim-witted police cyborg Inspector Gadget as he investigates the criminal schemes of Dr. Claw, along with his many gadgets, his niece Penny, and her dog Brain.
That tickles! Go, go, Gadget, Hanky!
See, what are the pickpockets we're looking for, Brain?
These people are such jokers.
Well, you two enjoy yourself.
In 1999, the cartoon was given new life in a live-action adaptation with Matthew Broderick as the famous inspector. After being injured from an explosion, a security guard is taken to a laboratory, where a robotic surgeon outfits his damaged limbs with state-of-the-art gadgets and tools, using his new gifts to find out who was behind this initial explosion. As opposed to the cartoons, Gadget is depicted as less of an idiot and more competent in his work in the movie. Also, Dr. Claw's face is shown many times.
I like you better fat! Bring on the brownies! Wheeling the wobble!
With a poor grasp on the original source material, terrible acting, and bad casting choices, too many overused cartoon sound effects, this movie did, however, earn a sequel in 2003.
If you want to operate one of your gadgets, you simply say, go, go, gadget.
Couldn't I say something more official, like, in the name of justice?
Number 3. Dragon Ball Evolution 2009.
Dragon Ball!
When you think of the Dragon Ball Z franchise, many think 90s, but this Japanese anime actually started in 1989 running to 1996, with Dragon Ball, its predecessor, running from 1986 to 1989. Dragon Ball Z features a now adult Goku and his friends, tasked with finding the Dragon Balls and defending the Earth against evil villains to summon a dragon that grants wishes. In 2009, the Dragon Ball franchise came to life, and the adaptation was not well received at all. After attempting to westernize this beloved Japanese classic, featuring poor acting and special effects, cliché dialogue, and a noteworthy wannabe Peter Parker as Goku, Master Roshi with hair and no Krillin, just bad casting choices all around, who look nothing like their original counterparts.
You will bear witness to my glory when I compel Shenlong to grant me the power to rule this diseased rock.
First rule is, there are no rules.
Most, if not all, summed up this movie as a cash grab, with the production company just trying to cash in on Dragon Ball's popularity with minimal effort. The director of this movie even admitted he had never heard of the Dragon Ball franchise until he was tasked with directing it. Number 2. Gem and the Holograms 2015. Gem and the Holograms was an animated TV series running from 1985 to 1988 based on a line of dolls, following music company owner Jerrica Benton, her singer alter ego, Gem, and her band the Holograms, as they navigate their life, careers, and their many adventures. The series was a joint collaboration by Hasbro, Sunbow Productions, and Marvel, the same team responsible for G.I. Joe and Transformers. Since the 80s, everything had been pretty quiet on the scene, until 2015 came along. We follow a small-town girl whose video of her singing becomes viral. In turn, she becomes a superstar with her 3 sisters in the band. Then, she's all like, I may have to be forced to go solo, guys.
Okay. Explain what? What are you gonna explain? That you want to go solo? I tried to tell you guys, but we were gonna lose the house and I thought I could take care of it.
This movie was a gross misrepresentation of the Gem franchise and was not a tribute to 80s fans. Instead, it was targeted at preteens and attempted to cash in on a nostalgic name. With a horrible grasp at the source material, Gem and her band were originally a group of role model young women navigating their way through careers and aspirations, not kids. Gem's synergy was this weird little robot instead of that, and the role of Shayna, the only black character in the cartoon, was cast as this racially ambiguous girl. She's basically white. Also in the movie, there were no misfits, their rival female band. Apparently, the creators of the movie had a contest where YouTubers sent in their submissions talking about what they liked about their original Gem cartoon, and they might get put in the movie. Apparently, they manipulated this footage to make it look like the YouTubers were actually talking about their Gem movie.
Wow, like these girls are badass, and they just made a very big impression on me. This is my real hair, and I love Gem. She stands out in a very humble way. I just want to say thank you for that.
And finally, number 1, Super Mario Bros. 1993.
Your brothers and plumbing's a game. We're not like the others who get all the fame.
Super Mario Bros. Was a platform game developed by Nintendo in 1983 for arcades. Mario is the #1 highest grossing and most successful video game franchise of all time, so it's no surprise that Mario branched into television, beginning with the Super Mario Bros. Super Show in 1989. It wasn't long, however, until Mario came to the big screen, which he did in 1993. We follow father and son, Mario and Luigi, attempting to save Princess Daisy, not Peach, from an evil man named Bowser, or King Koopa, in a dinosaur world. Goombas are these freaking scary humans with de-evolved dinosaur monster heads. The Koopas are just guys with shrunken lizard heads. Bowser is this guy. Toad is some edgy emo kid. Yoshi looks like a rejected Jurassic Park extra dinosaur. Looks like Yoshi got shanked. Mario doesn't have an Italian accent.
Come on! Come and get it! Come on! Come on, Rufflehead, let's see what you're made of!
And apparently this movie is too dark at times for kids. And there's even a sexy scene, which I still have yet to see. The dialogue is laughable, and apparently there was a rumor that most of the actors were actually drunk while they were filming. I don't know. Take it or leave it. This movie was just so cringy and all over the place that I have attempted to watch it twice now, and I still can't get through it. I don't know. I just don't know if this is the worst movie ever created or the greatest. I lose all sense of time while watching this movie, and I begin to question where I am. So there you have it, guys. I agree and disagree with some of the choices on here, but what do you guys think? I know there are probably other movies that I have missed that could have made the list, so if you think I missed a really crucial one that should have made the list, let me know. And if you had to choose, what is the worst 80s cartoon turned live action movie in your opinion? Leave your comment in the comments down below, and let's see if there's a clear front runner. So please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. I come with new videos every Wednesday and Saturday, unless if I get invited for Chinese food. So thank you guys so much for watching, and stay legendary.